Hi everyone, it's Mary Black, lifestyle and anti-aging coach, motivational speaker, and author. I had decided to do my blog this week as a vlog. And I wanted to come to you to share with you something that has been kind of on my mind in the last week and kind of on my heart. And sometimes when we try to write these things down or write them out, it may not come across the way it was intended, or the way you may not have read it that way. So I'm hoping that by doing a vlog and a video that you will see where I'm really coming from with this. And if you see some ears pop up in the video, it's Buster. My cat is here with me. I cannot not have him on my lap when I'm sitting on the couch. So I decided to do this last minute, as you can tell by how I'm done up. But I just wanted you to come. I wanted to come to you as natural as possible, because there's like 3 or maybe even 4 things that are numbers that we really tend to let define us. So number 1, and this is where I'm coming from, and Aging Youthful makes a whole lot of sense, is our age. We let our age define us in so many things. We stop doing things because we're a certain age. We don't start doing things because we're a certain age. And, you know, in all honesty, I mean, other than like ARP not letting you join until you're 50 or something like that, don't let a number define what you decide to do with your life. So, for example, at the age of 51 now, I have decided to do another physique competition. And that some people would never even consider doing that in their, you know, at the age of 50. I did some a couple years ago, didn't do real well. And so this year I'm kind of jumping all in as best as I can with my body and my numbers, but we'll get to that later. And, you know, in all honesty, your numbers mean nothing. That age means nothing. There are some incredible women competing. And in one of the coaching groups I'm in, one of the women did her first figure or bikini competition at the age of 68. I'm sure some of you have also heard of Ernestine Shepard, who didn't get started in physical fitness until her 50s. And, you know, at 80, I think now at 80, she's still doing bodybuilding competitions. And here she is. I mean, she gets up at like some ungodly hour of like 2 or 3 in the morning and runs 10 miles every single day, plus her workouts and stuff. So age does not mean anything. And I hear so many times people saying, well, I can't do that because I'm this age, or I can't do that because, oh, I'm getting old, or you know what? Our age, it's a number, nothing else. It does not define who we are. Only thing it measures is how much time we have been on this planet. It does not mean how much time we have left. You know, some people leave us young. Some people leave us, you know, older. And they are thriving, like Louis Camacho, who I interviewed last week, and I'd love to do a video interview with him, or a audio, because you have to meet Louis. I mean, I hope it came through, but that's why Mark and I just fell in love with him when we met him. We didn't meet him that long before we moved out of Florida, and he had such an impact on us in that short amount of time, just by the way he lives his life, because he's going to be 80 this week, or this year, and he is still coaching professional boxers and in the ring with the mitts on and taking them hits. It's incredible. I'd love to get some video of him. Number 2, another thing that we really let a number define us is in our weight. That number on the scale. Oh, ladies, and some of you gents, you know, it means nothing. How many times, and I have been guilty of this too, have we stepped on that scale, and when do we do it? First thing in the morning, and it ruins our freaking day. That's why I said last week, I'm so grateful that my nephew Dusty posted that little graphic about what's considered obese and what, an A by weight and height. And it doesn't take into consideration any muscle tone or fitness or anything like that, because somebody with a lot more muscle is going to weigh more at a certain height and not be obese than somebody who is shorter, But still, it's all in the numbers. I know some who look fit on the outside people will fit into those parameters perfectly. I used to be one of them, but I was one of the most least healthy people on the planet. I mean, I was smoking a pack or more a day. That was a bad number that I needed to keep track of. And drinking too much. And so it doesn't mean anything. So I urge you to smash the scale. Stop stepping on that stupid thing. In my coach, even, they encourage us girls, when we go to the doctor, to tell them we're not going to step on the scale because it means nothing. And when they go to fitness competitions, they don't let the judges or the people checking them in weigh them. It's all about their height. And the girl will say, they ask them, what do you weigh? And they'll say, I don't know. Don't let that number on the scale determine your day or determine who you are, because it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with who you are. Another thing too, and this is where where I have some issues or whatever you want to call it, but is like in your blood work and stuff. When we go to the doctor, now when I go to the doctor, I for those of you that don't know, I don't have a thyroid. I had Graves' disease back in 1997. Subsequently, they killed my thyroid right after that because it was trying to kill me. And from then on, my life, by the doctor's standards, have been determined by a number. And by a number of what's my TSH level, what's this, what's that. So, and I know many of us do that too, or doctors do that for us, and we let that number define us. And this last year and a half, 2 years, I have really struggled with some issues, and it's been a lot of things, an accumulation of a lot of things. It was the bounce back after the last competition I did. I can't blame it all on my trainer because I followed his plan, which I knew was not helping me at all. But the bounce back from that, I gained some weight, or I gained my pre-contest weight back over a few months. And then it slowly took me into adrenal fatigue, which also included coming from stress in my life, a job that was super stressful. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating right, and all of those things. And then and it even led to my thyroid meds kind of like no longer working for me. And just about a year and a half ago, when I went to see the doctor for the first time here in Alaska, when I got here, I mean, the doctor was like, how can you even be alive? How can you even be moving? Your iron levels are so low. This is so low. And my numbers were so far out of whack. And I go back to a doctor again now, the end of the month. So I'm really curious to see where I'm at. Because last year they were still far out of whack. And the first doctor, she was like freaking me out. Absolutely freaking me out because of my numbers. But I told her, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm living, I'm alive. Yes, I was extremely tired. Adjusted my thyroid meds, got a little bit better. She put me on supplements and then put me on more supplements. And I talked about that in my celery juicing. Oh, there's my cat. Sorry. In my celery juicing blog about that, in one of them, and the first one on how she had on so many supplements I couldn't even keep track anymore. It was almost as if it being a doctor who was, like doctors who prescribe a medicine and then they prescribe another medicine to for the side effects for that first medicine, and then you get the third it was just this. I finally said I was done, and I went and saw a new doctor last year, and what I liked about him, he listened to my whole story, took my numbers, did all the lab work again. And when he brought them back, he wasn't like freaking out because of those numbers, he was looking at a whole picture. And that's what you are. You are a whole picture. Your weight, your measurements, your blood work, whatever it is, your age is not the whole picture. It's one part of you. So you got to take that whole picture and put it together. And then, of course, he goes and leaves the practice, and that's a whole other story. So he's not opening again soon, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, but that being said, that is really where you need to, or we all need to think about. We're a whole person. We are not that number on a scale. And that also, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and it's that number in our bank account. And I admit, I have never in the past been very good at managing, budgeting money, and always looking at, for a while it was always looking at, what do they have? They have everything. Oh, they have all the money. They have blah, 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 right? And because of that, they can do this, they can do that. Well, the truth be told is that number, again, does not define who I am. It has nothing. It just, whatever the balance in my bank account is, it has to do with what kind of money manager I am, because there are opportunities abounding. And I am so excited about what I'm going to be launching here coming in on August 21st. So keep an eye out for that. But so again, that number doesn't mean that you can't do good things. There's Chris Harder's 7-day, oh gosh, I'm going to totally butcher this. But generosity challenge that starts tomorrow. And if you can get in on, if you can get in on this, you don't have to have any money to do 7 days of generosity. It can be something as little as, the other day, every time, do you have your favorite coffee place that you go to and you get a punch card, and every, 10 cups of coffee that you buy, you get one free? I don't get that for myself. When they hand me that punch card back full, I hand it right back to the barista and say, give this to the next person. It didn't cost me anything other than the 10 cups that I bought previously, but I would have bought them anyway. So it's not anything extra out of my pocket. Some other couple of things that, could cost little bits of money is, or even nothing, if you just have a piece of paper, leave a note in somewhere strange. I got my favorite little thrift store that I go to here in town. So one day this week, I'm going to pop a little note with maybe even just $5 in it. It doesn't have to be a lot. And just pop it in the pocket of something that I think would be something that's going to be bought off the shelf. Because, I hope that somebody will find it, and it won't be something that ends up going off somewhere else and nobody sees it. But if it is, it is. It's not like it's anything that would be super hurtful for me. You know what I mean? So you can just even leave a note and just say, you know what, you're a super awesome person. That's generous. That's giving from your heart. Just give from your heart to make somebody else's day. And in this world today, we need that. We are craving that. And I hope that you will participate too. And to top it off, Chris is giving away some pretty awesome things, some pretty kick-ass things, and I could really use a new laptop. So if y'all would kind of manifest that I win the new or whatever notebook or whatever he's giving away, although some wireless Beats would be nice too, but or cash, whatever it is. But I'm looking for something to be doing my blogs and such. So there you go. There is my 2 cents on how to not let numbers define who you are. Again, your age means nothing, your weight means nothing, your blood work means nothing, and your bank account means nothing. You are here. Who you are is here. Who you are is right here. And right here, this is your heart. That's who you are. And whether you have a lot or a little, or your weight's high or it's low, or your age is high, it's low, you're young, you're old. If you're a good person, it doesn't matter what that number says. So strive to be a good person. Strive to be good overall, and your life will be everything you wanted it to be and more. So have a great week, and I will be back in a week or two. We're working on trying to get our blogs a little more consistent, and hopefully the videos are going to help us to be able to do that as we move along here and progress with this busy summer that we've got going on. All right, thank you all. Have a good day.